What is going on, everybody? I am your host, Slackerz, bringing you our next matchup in the Ultimate Smash Bros. DLC tournament. So, if you're new and you're wondering what this is, going to go over a couple rules and how this whole thing works. So, basically, it is a tournament me and my community put together of 72 characters that potentially might be having a chance to be in Smash Ultimate through the means of DLC and the Fighter Pass. So, we got that. Some characters are going to be more likely than others, but again, this tournament is for fun. We do have first party, we have third party, we have spirits, we have assist trophies, we have anime, we have characters that are disconfirmed by studios. So we got all sorts of different characters. Again, it's all for fun. So if you believe one character is not going to be in the game, or if you don't like one character, vote for the other one. Pretty simple. So how do you vote? Simple. Down in the comments, type your answer for who you'd rather see in the matchup for the day. Just tell me the answer. That's all it is. So you either vote for character A, character B, or you can vote for both. That has always been a rule and will always be a rule. So that's how that works. That's how it goes. Again, one vote per person now. Otherwise, the rest of the rules, double elimination tournament, meaning character has to lose 2 times. You lose once, drop to the loser bracket, you lose from there, you're done. If there's ever a tie in the voting, I will flip a coin on camera, best, fairest way to break the tie. And then each matchup, voting-wise, only stays open for just one week. That way the tournament keeps on rolling. We keep getting fresh matches and all sorts of stuff like that. So with that out of the way, we get to go over the results from last week, which was a pretty good match. Lara Croft taking on Captain Toad. So I just want to say, when I was tallying up the votes, they were pretty close for majority of it. But in the end, one of the characters ended up pulling ahead and getting more votes, and ended up winning. So you all are excited to see. Oops, there we go. Let's go up. There it is, Captain Toad. Let's zoom in on that. Captain Toad ends up winning 44 votes to 28. I mean, to be fair, there was a lot of passionate people on both sides of the spectrum on this one. So Lara Croft definitely has quite a bit of good following. And don't worry, if you're a fan of her, she's not out of this tournament. Again, for fun, she's not out of it. She just drops to the loser bracket. So if she loses one more time, then she's done. So she ain't done yet. But congrats to Captain Toad winning again. That's Captain Toad's second win. So he moves on in the next round to face Skull Kid, which will come up later down the line. Later down the line. It's game 78. And we're only on like game 43, 44 or something like that. So quite a ways to go. So we get to go to the loser bracket today. Game 44. Alright. So we have an interesting one. We have Erdrick, the Dragon Quest character. It's not a character per se, it's a title for a certain character in the game. I know that, but we just refer to the character as Erdrick in this case. But the Dragon Quest guy taking on King Wart, a old schooly sort of villain from not only the Mario series, but he's also made appearances in Legend of Zelda. So let's talk about that and let's jump into it. So first up is going to be Erdrick. All right, so again, like I said, it's a title of the character. It's not the actual character's name. I get that, but the character is big. I think it's the first few games in Dragon Quest are actually revolved around this character. So it's like a trilogy of sorts, but pretty popular. I think if you know anything about Dragon Quest, personally, I've never played Dragon Quest. I had a friend that played it quite a bit when we were growing up. I could go over to his house, and he's sitting down in his basement or down in his room or whatever it is, and he's playing Dragon Quest. So I at least knew who the character was. I've seen him. He's familiar. Dragon Quest is a very big, very popular series. All over the world. More popular in some areas than the other, but I think especially Japan, if I'm not mistaken, is pretty popular over there. So bringing it over here, potentially bringing one of the characters into Smash Bros, I don't think is, out of the realm of possibility whatsoever. The character comes from a RPG game, so, I mean, you can make a moveset based around sort of elements from that, so pretty simple to do. Plus, this character's been heavily speculated on for quite a while. Leakers were saying this character's, or not this character specifically, but the company Square was going to be getting a DLC character, and then one leaker even said Square is supposed to be getting the first DLC character. That ended up not happening, but other leakers have come out and said yes, either Square's getting a rep, or yes, Erdrick is in the game, or something to that effect. So Erdrick's been on a lot of people's minds when it comes to Smash Ultimate DLC. So the character very much could happen. It's not, like I said, not out of the realm of possibility. Plus, going back to the Direct in February, if I'm not mistaken, when they kind of revealed Joker finally, or is that... No, well, they officially revealed Joker in March, wasn't it? Well, I think what I'm trying to get to is the Direct back in February. They showed actually quite a bit. They had quite a bit of screen time for Dragon Quest. They had like 2 different games they showed off, and some people kind of took that as like a hint that maybe, again, it might be reaching, but Dragon Quest, both the games that they showed off took up quite a bit of time from that Direct, so some people are thinking that could be a hint for the next character in Smash Bros. Perhaps, if these rumors, leaks are to be believed. So it could happen. It's definitely a character to keep an eye on for sure. Like I said, popular around the world, moveset, pretty easy, comes from RPG game. So you got all sorts of stuff you can pull from. It's a character people at least know, and I think you could have some cool Mii outfits. Maybe it'd be interesting to see if any of the DLC characters bring over anything else besides the character, a stage, and then songs. Any of them also bring over, well, probably Mii outfits, but anybody bring like an item, maybe an assist trophy, somebody get a boss. I mean, there's a lot you could pick from. So definitely a character that gets speculated on quite a bit, and I kind of think has a legit chance, but who knows? Who knows? I mean, before those leakers came up, it wasn't really a character anyone was like clamoring for. It wasn't really a name getting thrown around too often. Maybe here and there, but nothing to the extent that is right now. But hey, E3's a little under a month away, so we'll end up most likely finding out the next Smash DLC character then. But before we get there, let's move on to Erdrick's opponent here, so which is a strange one. So King Wart. Like I was mentioning a bit earlier, King Wart was a boss in Super Mario Bros. 2. He was... is quite unique. It's quite a cool... I always think this is so neat. Nintendo has a really cool character that is not only from, their biggest IP in Mario, but he's also been in Legend of Zelda games. I think in the game that he was in, he kind of actually helped out Link. He taught him some sort of song, if I remember correctly. I don't remember the name of the song, but this was quite a while ago. And so King Wart has some really cool history with Nintendo, and just for that fact alone, I think he'd make a really interesting character for the roster. And I think if Wart were to ever be a playable character, definitely would have to be sort of a retro WTF kind of character for the base roster. So DLC wise, I don't see him having the greatest chances, but I'm probably still gonna vote for him in this one because I'm not really a big fan of Dragon Quest. So, but anyway, so character, moveset can kind of take inspiration maybe from his boss fights. Just kind of reading up on him. He's got some interesting stuff you can do. Kind of be a bigger character. He's got the crown, so maybe some similarities for like King K. Rool, say like a crown headbutt, like K. Rool's up smash, maybe something like that. I don't know. I think he has something to do with like a bubble attack, if I remember right. But that could be like a neutral special, so that'd be kind of cool to see. But the character, I just love the history behind this guy. I just think it's something that Nintendo needs to use more, needs to show off a bit more. There's not too many times where you have a character that appears in like a company. Whoa, hello. A company's like 2 biggest or 2 out of their 3 biggest franchises, series, their IPs, and I don't know, just crossing over. I don't know. I just love the idea of crossing things over, and that is what Smash Bros. Is after all, right? So not only would he be sort of another villain character, always room for more villains. There's really not a lot, honestly, in the roster. Kind of be another heavy character. Don't have too many heavy characters, so be a nice addition in that as well. I don't know. It's just he'd be such a cool little, or not little, but he'd be a cool character. I really like this. The more I kind of think about him, I've always kind of been a supportive King Wart. When I thought about him last summer, and just kind of like, actually no, he'd be nice. But Yeah, I don't think too many people actually know who King Wart is unless he played some of the older Mario games, or by chance he played the Zelda game that he was in, maybe. But again, he is a spirit in Smash Ultimate, so some people might recognize him from that, so that is a possibility. But yeah, I think I'm just going to get to the voting. I already told you who I'm voting for. I'm going with King Wart. I like the character. I like what he could bring. I like the uniqueness. I like his background. I like the history. I like everything about him. So King Wart is getting my vote on this one. So the only question left is who you guys got? Are you going to go with Erdrick, the character, the title? We all know who I'm talking about. Are you going to go with Erdrick from Dragon Quest, or are you going to go with King Wart? History shown that Erdrick does not do well in my tournaments. I believe this is his third tournament, and he always gets eliminated within like the first 2 to 3 rounds. He already has 1 loss, so whoever loses this is being eliminated from the tournament, so we'll see. The winner ends up taking on Ninten, which is a little later down the road as well, but we'll get to that matchup when it happens. So with that being said, this one's coming to an end, so let's give a sneak peek for tomorrow. Tomorrow should be a nice matchup, actually. Spyro the Dragon, who actually surprisingly lost in the first round, is taking on Black Shadow, who lost, if I'm not mistaken. I want to check that out. Black Shadow. I think he was the one that lost. Black Shadow's the one who lost by a coin flip. Yeah, so far, only one match has had to be decided by a coin flip, and he was the one, unfortunately. So, yep, he ends up taking on Spyro tomorrow. Should be a nice matchup. See how that works out. But with that being said, I've been your host. Oh, wait, what are the results? Results for tomorrow's matchup, we will get Stanley the Bugman taking on Gino. Alright, so probably Gino wins that one. Alright, so we're clear on that one. But yeah, with that being said, I've been your host. I hope you guys enjoyed. I look forward to the voting, and hopefully we catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, everybody.